Hey everybody, Mike Guglielmi from Sons of a Pitch Soccer Podcast, back at you to bring my picks and predictions this Tuesday afternoon for September 23rd through 27th. Lots of games on the schedule, tons of games on the schedule. It's like 18 or 19 games. So I'm going to try and go through this fairly quickly and not bore you for 30 minutes on all of these picks and predictions. So first things first, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below and get into our 1,000 YouTube subscriber challenge. If we reach 1,000 subscribers by MLS Cup Final, one subscriber will be randomly drawn to win a $250 Visa gift card. So do that now. Hit that like button as well, and let's get into some of these picks and predictions. So something we discussed on our last episode, episode 149, you can go back and check that out, is we talked a little bit about the home field advantage in MLS that used to be so big, and now it's kind of non-existent. A lot of it's about a half, 50% mark of road teams getting victories last week, which is completely unheard of. So that does help with the odds, and you could definitely find some good matchups with the road teams getting victories at some good odds. So take that into consideration when you are making your bets and your picks. With that, let's get right into some of them here. The first set of games coming up on Wednesday night, the 23rd. You got New England Revolution hosting the Montreal Impact. Montreal is not playing well right now at all. 3 straight games with a red card. They're going to be short their best player in Romel Kyoto for this game against New England Revolution. That's why I've got New England getting the victory at home in Foxborough. Second game up, Atlanta United against FC Dallas. Atlanta comes in at a plus 115, draw at 230, at plus 230, and Dallas a plus 220. I've got Dallas in this one. Atlanta, until they prove that they can win, as you see in their record there, their last 5, it's 2 draws and 3 losses. No fans in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I think that bodes well for Dallas to get a victory for that plus 220. Next up, New York City FC against Toronto FC. New York City FC comes in at a plus 130, a draw comes in at plus 260, and Toronto at a plus 185. I'm not sold on Toronto right now with how they haven't been able to close games out, and going to play at New York City at Red Bull Arena. I've got New York City getting that victory there to keep going and be able to beat that Toronto team who's kind of struggling at the end of games. Next up on the list, we've got Chicago Fire hosting the Houston Dynamo. Houston Dynamo have been playing well lately. They got a victory against Minnesota a week and a half ago. Chicago, worst team in MLS, has not won a game in their last 5. Same as Atlanta, 3 losses, 2 draws. No fans in Soldier Field. I like the odds for Houston at a plus 230. The dog getting a victory there. A draw comes in at plus 240, and Chicago comes in at plus 105. So make sure you look at this one as well for a good chance for a road victory. Another one who's not a road underdog, Philadelphia Union goes to visit FC Cincinnati. Cincinnati comes in at a plus 200. A draw comes in at plus 240, and Philadelphia plus 120. Philadelphia absolutely smashed Montreal in their last game out. I expect them to do the same thing to Cincinnati. Philadelphia, 4 wins in their last 5 games. Definitely riding the hot hand right now. And even just to get them at plus 120, to be able to double your money, I like that pick a lot. So Philadelphia, look out for that one. Next up, Columbus Crew and Minnesota United, 2 of the best teams in the league. The Crew, best team in the league by far, hands down, 27 points on the season. Minnesota United, they've been up and down, but just picked up Kai Kamara in a trade. Another thing we discussed there in our last episode. So the Crew come in at a minus 143. The draw comes in at plus 275, and Minnesota at plus 360. So this one you could get some good odds there with Minnesota, and they might be able to pull it off. But my pick in this one is Columbus Crew to get the victory over Minnesota. I like what they're doing right now, and they're pretty much unstoppable at the moment. So that's my pick on that one, Columbus Crew. Next up, Sporting Kansas City hosts Orlando City SC. Another 2 strong teams going at it. Sporting Kansas City, although they didn't get a great result against Dallas last time out, they're still one of the top teams in MLS. Orlando City, they just keep rolling. 2 unbeaten in 5 there, 3 wins, 2 draws. Sporting Kansas City comes in at a minus 129. A draw comes in at plus 280, and Orlando is a plus 290. Good odds for Orlando because they definitely could do something here, but I'm going with Sporting Kansas City at home, especially coming off a loss. They usually bounce back well, so that is my pick there. Next up, Inter Miami against the New York Red Bulls. Inter Miami. Will we see Gonzalo Higuain? Blaise Matuidi has come into the lineup there. Will we see Higuain yet? I don't know. Miami is a plus 110. The Red Bulls are a plus 210 and a draw at plus 250. Inter Miami seems to be doing okay lately. So out of their last 5, you'll see here 2 draws and 2 wins and a loss. I like that. I'm going to go with Miami over a weak Red Bulls team who's kind of struggling. They've got that new coach bounce right now with the interim coach, but I'm going Inter Miami. Nashville SC and DC United. Nashville comes in at a negative 125, draw at plus 260, and DC at plus 300. Will DC bounce back from their, ride the high of that victory draw that they got with Toronto FC? It seemed like a victory in our last live stream reaction when Griffin Yao scored in the 88th minute off a Toronto FC miscue. I think that they'll play well. Nashville is a decent team being at home. Again, no real home field advantage. I like this one to come out as a draw. So I'll take the odds for a draw on this one. Colorado Rapids hosting San Jose Earthquakes. Colorado Rapids minus 129, a draw at plus 275, and San Jose at plus 290. San Jose is really not playing well right now at all. They've been blown out multiple times in the last few games. Colorado should take this one very easily. My pick, Colorado Rapids to get the win there. 8:30 at Central Standard Time, Real Salt Lake against LA Galaxy. Which one of these teams is going to show up? And that's the same for both of these teams, right? RSL plus 120, a draw at plus 250, and LA Galaxy at plus 195. Who are you going to get? You're going to get the Galaxy team who keeps beating up on LAFC and some decent teams? Or are you going to get the RSL team that's playing well, or the RSL team that shows up and loses 2-1 to Vancouver? You don't know what you're going to get in this game, so I'm going with the LA Galaxy just based off the star power that they have and the better odds being that they're a road team. LA Galaxy at plus 195 is my pick. Portland and Seattle next up, the 9 o'clock Central Standard Time game. Portland Timbers plus 165, a draw at plus 250, and Seattle at plus 140. You're getting odds in this game. If you pick it well, you pick it right, you're going to make some money off of this, depending on who you go with, Portland or Seattle or a draw. A draw is a very realistic possibility in this one. However, at Providence Park, Portland, I really like Portland at home. They still do kind of bring a little bit of a home field advantage there, so I'm going with Portland as my pick over Seattle in that one. Lastly, on that Wednesday night, the 23rd, LAFC against Vancouver Whitecaps. LAFC a minus 455, a draw at plus 525, and Vancouver at a plus 850. Yes, I said that correctly, plus 850. Now, as a betting man, I do think about putting a little bit of money on Vancouver just for the chance. At plus 850, team coming off a victory, 2 straight victories. Lucas Cavallini seems to be scoring goals. I really, really was thinking about going this route, but just could not bear to go against LAFC at home against a Vancouver team, which, although playing better lately, not too high on them as of right now. So that's my pick in that one. Saturday, the 26th, Nashville SC against Houston Dynamo. This one's fairly easy. These Saturday games, we don't have odds out yet as of recording right now. So please don't, if you're looking for the odds, I'll just give you my picks, and that'll kind of ride that way. But that one, I've got Houston to take the victory easily over Nashville. Then New York City FC against FC Cincinnati. NYCFC seems to be coming into their own. I'm going with New York City in this game over Cincy. I just can't root for Cincy to pull off a victory unless something crazy was to happen. DC United on Sunday the 27th against New England Revolution from Audi Field. I've got the Revs. Again, not very high on DC United, so I'm going with the Revs in that one. And hey, we got Rocky joining us show here. Rocky does it all. Portland Timbers. Yes, sir. So I've got Portland over Seattle, as you saw. And Thanks for jumping on with us, Rocky. Appreciate it. Next up, we've got New York Red Bulls up against Montreal Impact. Both teams in their home stadium. Red Bull Arena is the home stadium for the Red Bulls. It will be a home game for the Red Bulls. And then you've got Montreal Impact, their kind of pseudo home for the next while in the United States is at Red Bull Arena. So this one, I, for some reason, have a feeling that Montreal is going to come out and play well and get the victory. So my pick is Montreal Impact. Philadelphia Union hosting Inter Miami. Can't go against Philly right now until they lose this form. I'm picking Philly, going with them over Inter Miami. Chicago Fire hosting Atlanta United, two of the bottom teams in the East. I just have to keep going with these trends here. And Chicago Fire, I think they're a little bit worse of a team than Atlanta United. So I'm going with Atlanta to get the victory in that game. Toronto FC hosting the Columbus Crew from Hartford, Connecticut, the Yukon Stadium. Toronto FC there is that's their home stadium now. Rentschler Field at Pratt and Whitney Stadium. Lots of names for that field. Toronto FC and Columbus Crew, a really good game between two top teams in the East. I'm going with a draw in this one. Wanted to pull for Toronto, but Columbus is just too strong of a team. I think they'll get that draw on the road. Minnesota United against Real Salt Lake. Going with Minnesota. Again, I think they're a stronger team than RSL. FC Dallas and Orlando City. I'm going with Orlando City. Oscar Pereja to get the victory over his former club and take that victory to Dallas there. And Orlando just keeps rolling at the top of the East. Now, Colorado Rapids and Sporting Kansas City from Dick's Sporting Goods Park in Commerce City, Colorado. I've got Sporting Kansas City going on the road in this one to get the victory over Colorado. Vancouver Whitecaps and Portland Timbers. Again, two teams sharing a park, a home stadium. This is the weekend of that. And I'm going with Portland to beat Vancouver, even though it will technically be a home game for Vancouver. So check the odds there. See if the odds makers actually will give the Timbers the road type odds in their own stadium or how that will work. It will be interesting. Lastly, here for these games on that Sunday night, we've got, and then one more after this, LAFC against the San Jose Earthquakes. Again, if you're picking the Earthquakes right now, you have some cojones. I cannot see them getting any victories going, especially not against LAFC. Now, to our last game of the night, last game of that Sunday night, it will be LA Galaxy hosting the Seattle Sounders. This one's going to be a great matchup, guys. I'm really looking forward to it, and myself and Nick will be live doing our live stream reaction, so make sure you put this in the calendar. Come hang out with us, put some money on the game, chat with us in our chat box, and let's have some fun with this one. So with this game, here is my pick. I'm going with the Seattle Sounders to get the victory over the LA Galaxy. Seattle is just too hot right now. They're playing too well, so that's my pick there. Come give me hell and watch that game with us on that live stream reaction. As Rocky says, very interesting home game. Agreed. And then San Jose, yep, you feel the exact same way as I do, Rocky. So with that, thanks everybody for joining us on this live stream reaction. Well, not live stream reaction, live picks and predictions. The live stream reaction will be coming at you on Sunday night at 9:30 Central Standard Time. It's going to be a fun one. Until then, make sure you get your bets in, make some good money, and hopefully these picks will do well for you. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you guys very, very soon.